Alright guys, here we go. We are streaming. Welcome to the JJ Yet Slot streaming channel. We're going to do some more art today. We're outside. It's a beautiful day. And as you can see, we already have our picture up top. We got our little art kit right here. Here's the picture we started drawing. You can see how it's gone so far. Right? So we started getting, and there you go, a little that one. We drew that on stream too. That was a fun one. But here we go. So now we got our art here. And you can see we've done most of the work here, right? We've got the two characters in here. They're always the hardest to draw people. Now we're going to want to draw the little like lion-headed guy, right? And then we're going to draw this other the little town back there, right? There's a town. So anyway, that's our plan for today. Let's go ahead. We did actually forget to open one thing here, but I was able to get it done pretty quickly this time instead of fighting with it for 5 minutes like I did the last time we did this. But anyway, we got it going. Now, we are a little intimidated by this lion head guy, right? We want to get the lion head guy right. It's got some snakes. We want the snakes to look nice and symmetrical. Thank God we've already done the figures. God, those were fucking intimidating as shit, huh? Look at this. He's got a little curl. Got a little curl out from underneath. I can see I put his flowers a little lower than the other one. And also there's a couple little details that I haven't done on these figures. Like I haven't done very many of the lines of her dress. And I haven't done, right, because this has got almost no lines. There's one line like here. You can see I started it. So there it comes up. There's a couple lines with this dress that kind of emphasize her figure. So we can kind of, there's kind of a dot there, so we want to use that dot. Kind of make a little bit of dress lines here. All right, there's one maybe here. It swoops, a little swoop here, a little shorter. This one kind of goes longer. There we go. There's a couple like this one. It's coming over, right? This actually needs to go up and go like this. And here we go. We got little wrinkles in here. And over here, there's like a little one we started. We need to kind of swoop that the rest of the way. Here's kind of this wrinkle there. I swoop that back this way. There's a wrinkle going this way. Swooping that. There we go. And actually, this is a full one. I don't want this to have these gaps. Sometimes it's good for them to have gaps, but this is more like one ruffle right in the middle. All right. Now we got that on there. I see I never connected his back here. This little spot isn't connected, so I want to connect that. We got right there. Alright, let's see. What else? We didn't put dots. These little flower guys have these little dots kind of in them. Dots don't have to be complete. You can kind of do like little curls too. Little dots for each flower. Alright. There's a little shadowing on here that I haven't done, right? Put a little more of the shadowing in there. This I like to usually do most of my shadowing with the texture of the guy, right? So I'm gonna take this up a little bit just to show that going up a little higher. But other than that, that's all gonna be texture with the colored section that we're gonna be doing. So luckily I brought a drink outside today. Help me clear my throat. You know, he's going to be talking to you guys a lot. I love the dappling. The sun dappling is really neat on this while we're out here working. All right, anyway, so we want to get this caucatus is what they call it. And it's got some snakes. They kind of come up. It's got 4 blobs. It kind of starts with this little, like, straight piece, right? The straight piece kind of comes down, almost touches them. So I'm actually going to start with this kind of straight piece coming up like this, right? It gets a little wider as it comes up, right? And that's going to go all the way, really past their heads is where that caucatus is. But you can see I drew her a little too far over and I had to squish him in. So I'm not going to be able to draw it quite the same way. So this is going to be interesting how I adapt it, right? That's coming down, right? It's got to go up at least to here, you would figure. Yeah, I mean, the other one goes higher than the heads and has all this room here. But I drew my figures taller, and so I kind of filled it up. So that's interesting. Do we still want the caucatus to go over the head? Do we want, how do we want this to work? Well, first of all, we're going to start with the little snakies. The snakies go in and out. That's the idea of this, is that there's one black snake kind of going like this, and he comes around like this, and he comes around like this. Now they have 4 snakes. Oh, I see 3, and then it comes out. Okay, so go ahead and make it go up a little more. And this is the one that comes out. It's going to come out from here. And it's going to say, I'm a snake with a head. Look at me have a head. There's my head. See my little snake head? Fill that in a little more. Make him a little thicker as he comes up here. One more snake head. There we go. And then he gets thinner as he goes down. Thinner as he goes down. And then this thing is going to go all the way up. And he kind of gets to the feathers kind of from his beard about here. Alright? And we're going to do the same thing. We want to come this way with another snake. It's nice to draw each one separately. It kind of really gives you the feeling. It's a little thicker on this one. A little thicker. And thicker still as he comes around here. And then boom. You really get the feeling of the snake body coming out of here. And then curling around. Making a little snaky head. Isn't that a cute little snaky head? I hate to fill it all in black. It was so cute. But that is what the original is. You know, all filled in blacks. There's our snaky heads. One's a little bigger than the other one, but that's okay. Let's see. Now, this is the start of his kind of waveliness. There's a little waviness from a beard. Alright, so we're going to need to draw this head. So I'm actually just going to start with some waviness here. Just kind of sketch to get an idea before we get to the wing, because I got to fit him in here, you know? This is going to be up like this. Alright, so there's going to be 2 wings. One wing is going to come up, swoosh over, and then kind of come out. I'm going to get mostly this kind of structure here of this feathery structure, right? Feathery. We've had to do a couple wings. I'm actually going to turn this sideways for a second. Let me see how my light is. Okay, you guys can still see everything. So I want to actually grab that blob, right? And there's a couple smaller blobs as it goes out and down and around like that. Right, a couple of these smaller, like winged blobs. And then actually curls down. I'm actually kind of messing this up. Curls down and has all these kind of lines. And I've drawn a couple of these. It's like there's lines inside of lines. It's like a feather. And then they kind of stop when it gets here, right? It's like a line inside of a line. These are feathers. See, now he's not quite as big here. His wings aren't quite as big, but we had to fit him in, so that's actually pretty good. We want it to come up and kind of go out a little bit. There we go. Get a feather there, feather there. There's like a guide feather. There we go. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now we can seal a couple of these feathers off like this. And then what we really want to do is we want to make another one of these on the other side, and then we'll worry about his ears and all this other kind of stuff. This is kind of this hairy area here. So I like how this came out. One of the tips I've learned for drawing is to flip it upside down. Let your subconscious mind, I think, flows better with the flipping of the upside downness. That's why I had that advice way back when, and it's worked really good. Alright. There we go. Feather on top of feather. You want it to come over like this. Alright. Alright, there we go. I want some more feathers here. And down, and down. Maybe a little one there. A feather there. There you go, connect. There we go. Now we got a couple of wings. And now we want this lion head to actually look like a lion, right? So it's a little smaller than their caucatus, but that's fine. A little more angled. The thing is, he's got these 2 ears that can kind of come up and out. So there's this curliness here, but then you really see an ear right here, right? And there's some more curliness, kind of like this. And then there's another ear right here. Right? Kind of comes up and over and then down. And then he's got some more of the... So the thing is, how do you do these ears where you're going to show this guy's face? Everything's smaller here, right? So we got a whole face to do. I'm going to go into the turn upside down trick, huh? Is there a way to flip my picture here? Flip them? Yeah, I think so. There we go. Now I turn my picture upside down too. So this is going to be really cool. I'm going to do this whole thing upside down. All right, so one thing I want is I want to get this idea of a mane. So there's a couple of those pieces there. But there's a mouth that's about right here. And there's kind of a gray part to it here. It comes around. There we go. He's kind of smiling. But now he's got this lion thing. So the lion thing is like kind of curlicues out like this. Curlicues out and over. Right? And then up again. And there's another curlicue. Right? And it's got a little, this is like coming from his nose, a broad nose here. And then he's got these two eyes. But it actually comes in a little bit as it goes up. And that kind of makes his eyebrows here. Right? So he's got these two eyes kind of going, aww, and aww. There it goes. There it goes. Right? And this kind of makes his eyebrow. Kind of makes his eyebrow. There we go. He definitely has kind of, it's not just like all happy. It's an interesting look. This actually comes together as a part that goes down. I haven't drawn that part yet. But I want this to come up like this. Give it some filling. There we go. Not total black like that, but mostly. And this actually comes around and splits. There we go. And then he's got a couple of whiskers coming out, right? I'm going to go ahead and flip him back around. Looking pretty good, looking pretty good. Flip him back around over here too. Just flip the picture around. Flip, flip. All right. This is working, this is working. Let's even make it a little bigger, huh? Zoom in on the guy. All right, so he's got his ears there. He's got his eyes. He's going to need to have little dots here and here. All right? Little dots. They got to connect though with that, I think. There we go. It's more of a lion eye, right? Not a human eye. All right, now there's also these little things that come out. Call them whiskers. You're going to do whisker? You're going to do whisker? Really light. Whisker. You're going to do whisker. Whisker. There we go. That's all I'm going to do for the whiskers, because I think I did that second one a little too heavy, but that's fine, that's fine. And here, there's like this mane, it's kind of here. The mane here. It's like curly, curly. Each of these lines that I made straight need to be like more like curls. Curly beard. There we go. It's got curly in there. Curly. There we go. We come around with the brown. That'll make it real nice. And look at these edges here. Kind of try to seal these edges. Yeah, there we go. All right, we did it. There's our cocatus. All right, guys, let's take a look. We got a cocatus in there. we got our guys. We got everything, man. It's, oh no, we don't. We got to do the town. It's time for the town. Yes, let's do the town, my friends. So the thing about the town is that it's way in the background. So it's just one little house, really. I'm calling it a town. It's one little house. There's a couple texture lines for the hills, right? So this just kind of comes up. There's like a little bit of a bump as it goes up, and it's got like one little texture line over here. Maybe two little texture lines over here like that coming out. All right. Now then, over here, we kind of continue, and here's another texture line going up, and then kind of over. But this guy, there's barely enough room for like a little bush here, little bush, and this is coming along, right? And then they got this house here. Now their house is kind of angled on a hill. Funny, I don't like their house very much. I guess it's kind of behind the hill supposedly, right? It's like it comes up like this, it comes down, and you see this coming over, right? And there's like a little bit of this part you can see coming down. He's got a couple of these windows, window, and that comes down, just like that. And theirs kind of ends right there. Right, I didn't have the chimney online, so I forgot the chimney. I don't know if I want to kind of get a little bit of chimney there. And this is kind of coming down here, and then this rolling hill kind of continues. And that's just a texture line there, part of the rolling hill. There's also another bush. I'll do a little bit of a bush here, we'll say. Alright, I'm going to fill that in with green. Meanwhile, this comes on down, comes through his legs, and there's just a little bit, this is coming down right here. There's another little hill, and they actually do have one little bush over here on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to follow that formulae. Put one little bush in there. All right, so 3 bushes total. We didn't get the one on the back side there because that was there. Oh, and there's one little window here. There we go. That looks better now. Let's give that kind of roof. There we go, a little roof separation. All right, so it looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. We got all our... we got a roof now. We got our guys. It should be pushed up a little more. Yeah, there we go. We got a roof now. We got our guys. I'm going to lift it a little bit so you guys can see some of the finer workings right there by his thing and the way that little roof looks and stuff. So now we're ready for the color. All right. So I think what we're going to do though is we're going to stop now and we'll separate this and we'll make a different video for the coloring just to keep them kind of more digestible. But there it is, guys. There's our 2 of cups. Whoops, this way. There's our 2 of cups. There's our town. There's all those neat texture lines and our fun faces. And stay tuned. We might do it just a little later today, or it could be the next day. We'll just see. We'll see how time goes and everything. Until then, guys, have a good one, and check it out, cryptotarot.club, if you want to see what all this art is leading to, or if you want to contribute your art there. You also get a free tarot reading there. But also check out the slot streams later for some fun gambling with Dan the Man. Until then, this is Stardog, signing out.